Hey everybody, welcome to CarnyCast, episode 12, the hit podcast by Carnival Deluxe. I'm your host, Kiefer Campney, and the other host,
it's me,
right here.
It's me, Andy. For some reason, I was expecting you to say my name.
No, why would I ever want to say your name?
That your name was Andy. And then
why would I ever want to say your disgusting name? Super Mossy Cobble.
Sometimes, I feel like you want to be me. Maybe that's what it is.
I want to be in your skin.
You want to have my little hobgoblin body.
I want to wear you like a costume.
A little skin suit.
Yeah, like a little skin suit.
They call you a skinny.
Yeah.
Like a furry, but it's a skinny. Like skin suit. Like skin. Like human being.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
A humini?
A humini?
I'm making up words. What would that be called?
Just a person. You just want to be a person.
That doesn't sound right.
That's what it would be called. You'd be a person.
That doesn't sound right.
If you want to wear someone else's skin, then you're probably a murderer.
Psychopath murderer?
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy?
Ed Gein? Yeah.
Ed Gein?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not right, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a bit outspoken.
Maybe there's totally normal people that just want to wear other people's skin.
Yeah, maybe you're just wrong. Maybe you're dead wrong.
It could very well be.
What do you want to talk to me about? Why did you bring me out here?
Well, today on the podcast, we got some hit topics. As you can probably tell.
You can.
We just had the most burning things to talk about today. That's why I'm dancing around the question.
Yeah.
Well, no. The first thing we're going to talk about today, Andy, you surpassed everyone on Twitter. You have the most followers on Twitter ever on Twitter.com. Tell us about your experience as the #1 Twitter user.
It's stupid. What the?
Andy just passed.
You're such a
30,000 Twitter followers. Recently.
You're a stupid little man.
They drew some art and they got really popular, and I wanted to know how they feel about that. So tell the audience, tell your fans, tell the new folks, what do you think?
I feel like I'm suffering every day. I feel like I'm suffering every goddamn day.
What are you suffering?
A bunch of degenerates follow me, and
you want everyone to know that they're all degenerates?
They know they're degenerates. I'm a part of that group. I've called them degenerates on stream too. You know what? It's just I feel like I'm in a prison, a prison that even if I was in prison, I wouldn't escape it, It's like a limbo. No matter where I go, it'll always follow me like a guillotine.
A guillotine follows you around the room?
Yeah, huh? I'm being lynched on the streets every day. I just saw a fucking dick pic today.
Yeah, that actually happened.
That really happened.
He had to get a dick pic in one of his Twitter replies.
I got a fucking dick pic in one of my replies.
Oh god. It was a gross dick. It was like a little goblin dick too.
It was
honestly, even a nice dick.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that.
Would you appreciate it if it was a nice dick?
No. It would be like, oh, that's it's honestly not a bad looking pee-pee, not a bad looking penis, and then it sets in that, oh yeah, I'm looking at another man's genitalia, and then you just feel like throwing up. It was like the most unflattering angle too, man. Like, you couldn't even try to make it look bigger. You couldn't even try.
It looked kind of like a worm.
It looked. It kind of looked like a half-built totem pole. You know, there's a lot of jagged edges everywhere. It's kind of like someone like had Parkinson's and they tried carving a statue and they just couldn't finish it. So that's kind of what it looks like. If I had to use the words to describe what it looked like, I guess it'd be that. Maybe I'd go as far as to say it kind of looked like a rotted mushroom cap that nobody would want to eat in the forest. It was the one mushroom left, and it was just everyone stayed away from it because it just looks so vile and rotted. It was so small, and they just didn't want to eat it.
Okay, so other than dick pics, how's your experience been?
Oh, it's okay.
Twitter art.
That's fine.
You're drawing lots?
Yeah, I got a lot of people criticizing me. Got a lot of people not criticizing me. Got a lot of people
a lot of fan art of your characters. That's nice, right?
I got a lot of jokesters whenever I tweet something out. Got a lot of people pretending to be cool, you know. In my replies,
someone was using your art to roleplay.
Yeah, that also happened.
Did you roleplay with them?
No, obviously not.
Or not obviously. I mean,
yeah.
You know.
They used they used the fan art of my character, but they tagged me. And it wasn't even on Twitter. Like, it was a website, like I don't fucking know what the website. It was like a Tumblr something. It wasn't actually Tumblr, but it was like a Tumblr something. But yeah, they used the fan art, and they tagged me, and I just have no idea why.
How'd that make you feel?
It made me feel confused. It made me feel so confused. I didn't know what to think. I still don't know how to feel, because they're doing their thing, like, just uncontested, and there's no point of doing anything about it. It's just there, you know. What am I gonna do? Hey,
what are you gonna do?
Don't roleplay as my character, and they say okay, and maybe they stop, you know, or maybe they don't. Maybe it's the Barbra Streisand effect, where if I point it out and I make it known, then more people will do it. Because that happens, you know. People say, don't roleplay as my character. Don't do this, don't do that. And then obviously people are like, well, you know what? You can't tell me what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And you know what? There's just no winning. So I just sit here and I cry. Cry myself to sleep every day. And I hurt. And I play video games and I get drunk. And I get high. And, you know, it's
the life.
It's the life. My hand's been hurting quite a bit, but drawing a lot. You know? It's killing me inside. This whole thing's killing me inside.
All right, let's move on.
There's a lot of pressure on me. I feel like
go follow Andy on Twitter.
I feel like I'm gonna implode. I'm gonna implode one day. It's gonna happen soon.
Send them fan arts and roleplay their characters.
Soon you can find me dead in my bed. Who knows? Wake up one morning, you just won't see any tweets from me. No titties. No titties on your timeline.
No more titties? Oh no. That'd be a sad day.
You wake up one morning, you're like, wow, there's no titties on my timeline. Where's Andy? And then you see me sprawled out on my fucking bed. It's just my corpse.
Just the little fly buzzing around your mouth.
Yeah. I've been dead for weeks.
No one noticed.
I've been scheduling tweets.
Yeah, schedule tweets for a good month. No one knows you're dead. Oh fuck.
All right, switch the subject.
All right, well that's the end of that topic.
It's so pointless. Go ahead. This podcast is already a mess. Let's just, you know what? Let's keep this train wreck going.
Well, okay. Well, here's this is like old news.
COVID-19.
No, you're skipping the
coronavirus. That's the funny meme
sure,
we'll say. It's not funny.
It's Corona time.
Coronavirus is not funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's not. People are really dying. It's not funny.
They had it coming.
No, they did.
They
you
were
cannot
asking
say
for
that.
it.
You cannot say it. You should honestly cut that out of the podcast.
Okay.
Goddamn
in my
buffoon.
defense.
No, there's no defense.
This is a stance I take on it.
There's no defense.
Yes, it sucks that coronavirus
Oh my god!
is happening.
Already you're wrong.
But the people that are dying from coronavirus right now,
not everyone.
Most of the people that have been dying from coronavirus right now, were going to die anyways. And it's one thing that someone I talked to, this will relate back to the next topic. Someone I talked to in a different country mentioned that a lot of the people that are dying from coronavirus in their country were already dying. It's like this person's dying of cancer. They're doing chemotherapy. Their immune system's completely fucked because of that. They catch coronavirus and just croak immediately. Well, they were already halfway dead. Coronavirus just kind of pushed them over the edge, but the cause of death was coronavirus, and they reported that as a statistic. Or it's people that are immunocompromised or elderly who are already in really bad shape, and they don't deserve to die, but they do die. But, you know, if they weren't in that situation prior, like if their health had been better or they'd been younger, they probably would have survived that. It's kind of like, it's just nudging, people over the edge. And everyone's panicking because it's like, coronavirus is going to kill me. Oh my God. Oh, he's sneezing in a grocery store. We're all fucked. Because that happened. I sneezed at the grocery store and everyone looked at me and I was like, sneezing's not a symptom. I have hay fever. You want to see my Benadryl in my pocket? Here it is. And they didn't believe me. But anyway, I think it's a little over. Everyone's a little too scared. I mean, it's nice to be cautious to protect. It's like the herd immunity.
It is like the Hunger Games. You're right.
Yeah, it is the Hunger Games.
It's exactly like
we send two kids out into the fucking middle of the street. They get coughed on and they die. No.
It's a battle royale out there.
It's a battle royale. I can't wait for people to make games about coronavirus like after it's over, and it's totally in good taste. No,
it's not. I don't think it's ever going to be in good taste.
Well, yeah. Anyway, coronavirus. Be safe. Wash your hands. Stay inside. If this is already passed by the time you're listening to this, like, great, that's cool. I think everyone staying inside and being cautious is good, but everyone who's panicking, thinking I'm gonna die if someone fucking touches me, or if I breathe the same air as another human being, I'm gonna die. You're completely panicking over bullshit, because if you're in good health, you have nothing to worry about. But if there's people around you that aren't, or people that aren't, stay safe and don't pass it on to them. I think actually my girlfriend's family actually did all catch coronavirus and survived. They never got tested, but they showed most of the symptoms around the time before lockdown. And they all, I guess, it passed. So, you can survive coronavirus. It's not that bad. Just don't pass it on to other people. Don't cough on people. Like,
don't cough on people.
Cover your fucking mouth when you cough. I've seen people cough just like not cover their mouth, nothing. I'm like, you disgust me. And then I beat them to death. No, I didn't.
At least wear a mask if you're gonna cough openly.
Yeah, if you're gonna, just wear a mask if you're coughing and you don't want to cover your hands, whatever. Anyway, speaking of wearing masks, you know what they do in Japan? They wear masks. I was in Japan. That's a segue.
That's sure.
I went to Japan over a month ago, actually.
Yeah, and, you got the coronavirus too.
And I got coronavirus. That's why I infected all of North America with my coronavirus. Yeah. Everyone was panicking. They're telling me, like, I was in Japan at the time that Canada was starting to do their lockdown stuff. It was hilarious reading the news about my local, like, Costco and Walmart and, like, Superstore, which is, like, a Canadian Walmart. We're getting, like, basically looted for, like, toilet paper and, like, canned goods and stuff. And there was, like, huge lineups and a bunch of crazy bullshit. And I'm sitting here in Japan and no one gives a shit about coronavirus, and apparently they still don't, from the people that I know that are still there. They're just being safe and washing their hands and wearing masks if they think they're gonna get sick on people, and everything's business as usual, which is funny. Whereas North America, everyone's fear mongering and pissing their pants over it. But Japan's nice. If you like anime, don't go.
There's
no subtitles.
Wow. You're such a little bastard,
I
try
went
to
for the
have a good
food.
podcast, trying to like talk to you, have a good time, and then you just come in and you say that shit. You just come on this fucking podcast on this platform and you just use your power. Or people who can't talk to you back and you just say, "Hey, there's no subtitles in Japan." There's no subtitles in Japan. There's no
There aren't.
subtitles in Japan.
There definitely aren't. There
No, no way. There's no subtitles in Japan.
I'm stating like a true fact. It's a
You're
fact.
saying a true fact that there's no subtitles in Japan.
There's no subtitles in Japan.
First of all, you won't stop talking about the coronavirus. You fucking, what are you, some sort of fanboy? You like coronavirus?
I love it.
Yeah?
I'm making coronavirus bombs. I cough into a jar and seal it.
I'm about to put you in a wooden box.
Fucking put me in a coffin, bury me alive. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and then I'll give you your goddamn anime with the subtitles.
Yeah. I
Anyways,
listen to dubs
continue.
only. At me.
What was the last dub anime you watched besides Full Metal
I've
Alchemist?
actually been watching Full Metal Alchemist as a dub.
Yeah, I said besides Full Metal Alchemist. I know you've been watching
last
that.
anime I watched was a dub.
Yeah.
I watched half of Evangelion with dubs, and then
And then you watched the other half.
Then I got halfway through the show on Netflix dubbed, and then I realized that the version on Netflix was like they cut content. So then we just went and we watched it with subtitles, the original run of it. So
How'd that go?
it was good. I think I like the dub was fine, but the sub had better acting, I think.
I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I have a figure now of Evangelion.
figure?
I got of a Misato, Commander
Misato,
Kusanagi
huh?
or whatever.
Not the underage ones, huh?
No. All the little girls in fucking Evangelion are not attractive because they're little girls, and they
They're
play
very
really
young.
hard into one character trait that's just very unappealing to them as characters in general. Like you sympathize with them, but you don't really root for them. At least for me personally. But Misato, she's hot. She's a hot lady. She's got purple hair. She likes drinking beer, and she's cool, and she shoots people with a gun.
Sounds exactly like the basics character type you were talking about.
Yeah. No. Well, no, because she's got some depth to her. I won't spoil it, because at the beginning she's pretty flat, and then she develops over time. Yeah. She has some of the most dynamic character change that I wasn't expecting from her. I thought she was just gonna be like a kind of a fan service character, but actually one of the other characters turned out to be more fan service, and that was
At
depressing.
what point does Naruto come in with his Rasengan?
Naruto comes in, he descends from the heavens. It's in the finale. Naruto
Oh,
plays
I
God
see.
in Evangelion, because Evangelion lots of
wow.
religious symbolism. Naruto comes down. He's Jesus Christ.
And then Luffy comes down. He's the devil.
Luffy comes up from the pits of hell, and they fight. They have a battle.
Yeah, he comes up from the 10th circle of hell. That's so stupid. Oh, what's the worst thing that happened to you in Japan?
Someone draw fan art of that. Someone draw like the third impact in Evangelion, but with Naruto and Luffy battling it out.
Oh my god. What was the worst thing that happened in Japan? Quickly, lightning round.
Worst thing, you said?
Yeah.
I almost got mugged.
Yeah.
And I'll go to the best thing afterwards. But yeah, I was walking in Osaka late at night. I think I went out to go to the Lawson's, which is like a competitor to Seven. There's 3 convenience stores that are 24 hours in Japan. There's 7-Eleven, Lawson's, and Family Mart. In Osaka, it's mostly Family Mart and Lawson's. So I went to the Lawson's to get some snacks and a beer. And on my way back, I stopped because you're supposed to stop and drink beer. Like, you're not supposed to walk and drink in Japan. So I stopped to take a drink of my beer and check my text messages. I had like a pocket Wi-Fi thing. So I was checking my Facebook and all that. And then some guy walked past me. And without noticing, as soon as he walked past me, I stopped. I put my phone back in my pocket. And then I walked behind him for a little bit. And I wasn't really paying attention. I was just listening to music. He kept looking over his shoulder. And it was really weird. He kept looking over like I was like he thought I was tailing him, and then he stopped and turned into a corner, and then I walked past him. I didn't give a shit. And this like I'm really far away from our apartment, so I keep walking, and there's fucking Family Marts everywhere. But I have a bag of stuff with me, and I did bring a lot of cash because that was the night before I went to get my snacks, I bought 2 figures. I bought one for Andy as a gift, and I bought one for another friend that was house sitting as a gift.
Yeah.
And so altogether, I had about $100 USD in cash on me, so about 10,000 yen. And then on my way back, I spent about 60 that night. So I still have $40 on me, basically. So a good profit if you're going to jack someone. Plus, you'd get a free beer and some snacks. So then I walked past, and they know I have money on me because they saw me come to the Family Mart. And I keep walking, and then I don't hear any. They don't pull out for a while, and then I turn another corner, and then I hear fucking sprinting. And I look behind me, and it's the dude is fucking sprinting right at me, like whole assing it. He doesn't have anything in his hands. I don't know if he was going to mug me or not, but he was looking right at me, and he was sprinting at me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I just jog over to a group of people. They're all drinking out front of some bikes, and I just walk through them. And then the guy sees me do that, and then he sprints the other way. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because apparently
what the hell?
Osaka is the worst crime rate in all of Japan, but the crime rate in Japan, I think Japan is like one of the lowest crime rates in the world, and Osaka is like in the top 10 lowest crime rates in the world. So it's really like I would be in more trouble walking down my street at home here in Kelowna than I would in Japan. But anyway, I was like, oh, maybe that guy's gonna jack me. But it didn't happen. But it was kind of scary, kind of weird,
kind of suspect.
I also almost got drugged. But I
drugged.
Said no. Yeah, I almost said yes. So basically, according to people, this is anecdotal, but in Shinjuku, which is a little red light district area of Japan, but it's also got lots of cool stuff too. It's not just red light district, but it's got a lot of clubs and bars. There's these guys that go out in front of bars and they'll try to bring you in. They'll invite you in. They'll say, "Oh, I'll get you a drink" or whatever. And they're promoters for the clubs and bars. But apparently, there's a lot of, and I was surprised to find out there's a lot of like African immigrants in Japan, especially in Tokyo and in Shinjuku. A lot of them run clubs where they kind of scam you either with, they'll get you in to like a titty bar, get you a private dance, and then you're supposed to like check your coat, and then they'll jack your shit when you do that. Or they will take you into a bar, give you free drinks, but then they'll spike one of the drinks and then jack your shit and then leave you. So those are two things that apparently are not uncommon at those clubs. But one guy was like, came up to me, he's talking to me, and the first thing he said was, "Hey, haven't I seen you here before? I just got in. I just flew in that night. I have not even been in Japan before in my life. So no way." I'm like, "No, definitely haven't. I just flew in tonight." He's like, oh, I thought I saw you here last night. And I'm like, must have been someone that looks like me. I get that a lot. And then he's like, "Oh, of course. I'm like, "You're fucking so bad at lying.
Sick bastard."
And then he comes over and he grabs my shoulder. He's like, "Oh, hey, you like drinking? What's your favorite drink?" And I'm like, "Oh, I like hard liquor." And he's like, "Oh, perfect. We got tons of that. I'll come buy you one. Here, come to this club. It's just around the corner here." I'm like, No. I got to go get back to my apartment. My girlfriend's waiting for me." And then he's like, "Oh, no, it'll just be a little minute. You can go back after." And I'm like, "Maybe I'll come back. How's that sound?" And he said, Okay. And then he's like, "Bump it." And then I bumped his hand, and then he immediately walked off and did that to some other tourist. He was not talking to any Japanese people, only tourists. And I'm like, definitely sketchy. And I looked it up, and it's like, yeah, they do that in Shinjuku a lot. So a lot of close calls, but
obviously that'd be suspicious for like anyone, anywhere, right?
Whenever someone asks me, I don't take, like, I'll take a flyer, I'll take a business card, but if someone's coming and saying like, "Hey, come into my business right now," which is super common in Japan, it's super sketchy to me. And apparently, yeah, it is usually really sketchy. Most of the time it's either they'll bring you in and give you overpriced shit, but sometimes they'll be a little more malicious.
That sounds that sucks. Just tell them to hit you up on your pager. Like, hey, take a rain check on those drinks.
Yeah, I'll take a rain check on this. But other than that, it was great. I had a lot of fun. I got drunk. I did karaoke with some people we met. Made some friends. We got a tattoo from this guy, and his tattoo parlor was out of an apartment. Like, he rented a whole apartment and turned it into a tattoo parlor. It was really weird, but it was really cool. It was good. Japan's a nice place. You should, if you can afford to go, I definitely recommend doing it just to get a sense of the culture. I'd stay away from the tourist trappy stuff though. Like, Tokyo is pretty overrated. Go to Kyoto is great. Osaka's great. I heard Hiroshima is great, and kind of northern country is nice. Tokyo is kind of overrated, unless you like clubbing. Then clubbing is fine, but we don't really like clubbing, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I have to go one day. Honestly, I really want to.
We're gonna go again in a couple years, and we're gonna bring some friends. So if you want to come with us, you can. We were gonna go with another couple that you know. I won't dox them, but yeah, we're going with a couple people because they wanted to go, and we wanted to go back to hit up all the stuff that we missed because our trip got kind of fucked up by coronavirus, and Air Canada. Fuck Air Canada. Also, unrelated to coronavirus. They completely fucked up. We had a connecting, so we come from Kelowna, small airport, to Vancouver, then fly to Japan. So it's a 30-minute flight to Vancouver, then a 13-hour flight to Japan. They only send out one flight a day to Japan because it's fucking crazy, right? Yeah. Our 30-minute flight got delayed by 4 hours. And not just, delay for 4 hours. No, a delay every hour, a 1 hour delay, 4 times, basically.
No way.
And it was great. It was totally fine until, because the other flight was getting delayed too because there was like a really bad fog in Vancouver. So like, our other flight's fine. Well, no. After the third delay, our Japan flight stopped getting delayed. But our Air Canada flight got delayed again. Turns out they didn't fucking prepare the plane to fly. Like, it wasn't on standby waiting to fly out. It just wasn't even ready at all. So they delayed it another hour. Everyone there is pissed because everyone's getting connecting flights. And because there's a bunch of March breakers there. We left on like March 1st. All that. Everyone's flipping their shit. And the fucking lady at the Air Canada booth who's like talking about all this shit. Like, blah, blah, blah. You know, your connection. He's like, we understand there's a lot of you with connecting flights. Sorry, we can't do anything about that. And then she went on her break. And then the guy after that covered for her was like, oh my fuck. You could tell I was watching. He's like, oh my fucking God, did you really just say that, you piece of shit? Because now everyone's running over to him and saying, what do you mean you can't do shit about it? So she just, oh dude, it sucked. So
that poor guy.
Don't fly Air Canada. If you're American, fly Delta. If you're Canadian, fly WestJet. I don't know about Europeans, but yeah. But ANA
don't fly.
Is the Japan airline, and they are super nice.
It is a scary world out there. Just stay home forever.
Everyone go fly to some country that has coronavirus and then bring it back to your home country.
Just in case your hometown doesn't have it. Don't do that. It's such a horrible joke.
No, it's okay. By the time this podcast comes out, coronavirus will be cured.
It probably won't. Oh, I heard we're gonna be here until like September or some shit.
I can't wait to spend my birthday.
That might be misinformation though. That could be misinformation though. So don't take my word for it.
Canadian government keeps saying here's a soft date for when things will be back to normal. In March they said April, in April they say May, and I bet you in May they're gonna say July. They said
September.
July.
They said August, and then they said September.
Oh, they just pushed it hard. Yeah, they just stopped going month by month. It's funny that this is happening right now, and my Twitter feed is just coronavirus bullshit. People making fun of Joe Biden or Animal Crossing.
Those are the three. Those are the 3 or 4 things.
Yeah.
Oh, what a world we live in! What a world we live in.
It's a great
Honestly.
place.
If you're wondering about your own hometown, please just look it up. You know, look up, you read the news or watch the news, Read the news. Look up whatever's going on. Keep
Go
yourself updated. Stay
read
safe.
more than one news source or watch more than one station. Make sure you're getting the right information, because a lot of people are spreading misinformation. Even published, journalistic outlets, they're getting misinformation from bad sources, or the facts change all the time too. Just like originally they said coronavirus can't affect animals, and they said yeah it can, but they don't exhibit the same symptoms as humans. Just keep an eye out.
Don't just listen to Nicholas Newsman. Also listen to Nathan Newsman, not just Nicholas Newsman. There's multiple sources. What?
Nathan News and Nicholas News? What the fuck are you talking about?
I said don't just listen to Nicholas Newsman. Listen to Nathan Newsman too.
Who the fuck is Nathan News?
I don't fucking know. I'm just listening. Like they say Sally's soundtrack.
There's a news anchor. His name's Nathan News. I was born into this career.
It could be, Nicole newswoman, or,
it's just a family of fucking journalists all called news.
Or Nathaniel. Listen, okay, I'm just, just saying, don't take your news from just one source.
Yeah.
They say Sally's soundtrack or Tommy Texter.
That's from the fucking Cineplex turn your phone off ads. You
It's not the point, okay? It's the same principle. It's just
the same
applied to a drastically different thing. Yeah. Listen.
You got anything else to
add? Gamer.
Yeah, you want to talk about video games? You been playing any video games lately?
Fuck no. I've been drawing titties, you sad maniac.
You've been playing Animal Crossing, so
I haven't played Animal Crossing in like 4 days.
Wow, that's embarrassing. You're gonna miss Bunny Day. Bunny Day is a thing.
Fuck Bunny Day. What has anyone gotten from Bunny Day?
Bunny Day is gonna be over by now, so we don't know. We're recording this.
Today's the last day for Bunny Day.
Before Bunny Day ends. I don't know. It's stupid. I think the problem is that Animal Crossing is a live service game now.
There's microtransactions and
there's no microtransactions just yet.
Then there's microtransactions. I've seen it.
There's microtransactions?
Yeah.
You play Doom? I don't play Doom.
No. This is like the worst. This is the last thing. Like, this is the worst thing we can talk about, because you draw. I don't know what you do. You do something.
I make videos and I eat. I cook.
What was the last thing you cooked?
I made chicken katsu curry last night, and the thing I cooked before that, it was great. I recommend this to anyone. Eat African food. Make African food. It's great. I made West African peanut sauce, and that shit is so delicious. Oh my god, slap that on anything. It is amazing. It's nice. It's sweet. It's spicy. It's got umami. It's delicious.
Umami.
If you can't eat peanuts, definitely don't eat it, because you'll die. But if you can't eat peanuts, you should.
If you can't eat peanuts, you definitely should.
Just eat it and stick an EpiPen in you immediately. I actually knew someone who did that.
That's so
I met someone who's allergic to bananas, but they love bananas, so they eat a banana and immediately shoot their EpiPen into their leg while they're eating the banana.
That's not healthy. That cannot be healthy for you. What the fuck?
They just fucking jab a needle every time they take a bite. They just fucking jab a needle into their thigh.
That's so bad.
Oh, I think I've told this story before, but I had a friend in elementary school, like grade 2 or 3, and we had reading buddies, which is where the older students will come and like read stories to the younger students. And during reading buddies, my friend, we'll name him Chris, he was talking to his reading buddy about how he's allergic to peanuts and bees. So he's got an EpiPen on him at all times. And he's talking about how cool his new EpiPen is, because he got a new one that had like some like superhero on it or whatever. And then for whatever reason, I didn't see it, but I got a firsthand story from him and someone who watched him do it. He wanted to show off how cool his EpiPen was, so he took it out and fucking jabbed it right through the palm of his hand.
Oh, what?
And I don't know why the reading buddy didn't ask him for this. The reading buddy immediately called the teacher over as soon as he saw him start to do it. But he took the pen, and with an EpiPen, it's supposed to jab deep into your thigh. So he fucking takes it. He jabs it right through the needle point goes right through the back of his hand, and he just impaled himself. So he would have died if it didn't go all the way through, because it would have shot whatever it is into his system, too much of it, and it would have made him sick. So he fucking just jabbed it through, and it shot the fucking juice everywhere at the back. And then he's sitting there with a fucking needle sticking through his hand, screaming and crying because he didn't realize that was going to hurt when you stab yourself. And oh my fucking God.
What a dope.
As soon as I saw, I'm like, wow, kids are fucking dumb. Kids are stupid. We shouldn't give kids anything important ever, because they'll just fucking kill themselves or destroy it. Which is because EpiPens are worth a lot of fucking money. And you just used one. You can't reuse them. They're one-time use. So he just spent like $80 to fucking stab himself with the hand and get a trip to the hospital. Anyway.
Yeah, it costs even more now.
So now that's what you should do when you eat bananas. Stab yourself in the hand.
I want to do that.
Banana if you're allergic to bananas or peanuts. Right,
yeah,
that's enough of a podcast. I got nothing else to add.
Does anyone fucking listen to this goddamn podcast?
Yes, people do. People do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Comment down below if you listen to this podcast. If you've gotten to this point.
Comment. We'll have a Twitter. We'll have a poll on the YouTube video. If you're on iTunes, write a review saying you listen to the podcast, please. We need reviews on iTunes. You gotta
use the hashtag Keith is a dumb little baby.
Yeah, if you use the hashtag Keith is a dumb little baby, we'll know that you listened all the way to the end, and we'll give you a $5 gift card to Applebee's.
Oh, yeah, sure. Actually, no, I can't promise that.
Can't promise it, but we'll imply that we might give you one.
You'll
have to comment and see. You'll find out.
Yeah, you know what? You'll just see what happens. You'll see what happens. You know what? We'll surprise you.
All right, that's been episode 12 of CarnyCast. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm your host, Kiefer Camney at KieferCamney at twitter.com, and you are Andy at officialmossy on twitter.com, and subscribe to the Carnival Deluxe channel. Follow us on Twitter. Leave a rating on iTunes. Go watch our other videos. They're
hit the bell. Right? Hit the bell. Subscribe.
Smash that MF like button.
Can't swear. You're not allowed. Already. You're not allowed. You swear a lot, you potty mouth.
Fuck! All right, that's all over. It's done.
That's how you end it.